Well, I talked recently about some books with really great first lines, but it made me kind of want to do another video where we just blind react to first lines and then try to rank them. So, hey, we're going to do it. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the first lines from 10 books that I did select extremely randomly. The only thing is they're all books that I have not actually read. Of course, though, I have them and they're all books that I want to read. Some I've had for a long time, some that are newer, some that I know something about, some that I don't. And we're going to go through and we're just going to take a look at the first lines. And I thought this would be fun. I did this before where I just randomly grabbed some books and did it and kind of talked about. And I just was still thinking about first lines after doing my video. So we're going to give this a shot. So starting with Daughter of the Empire by Raymond E. Feist and Janie Wirtz, a book I very much am looking forward to reading, but have not yet, and I hear really good things about this as well. So let's start with The Priest Struck the Gong. So the priest struck the gong is the first line here. So it sounds like maybe there's something that's maybe potentially dramatic going on or some sort of service. Usually if we're striking a gong, there's something going on. So doesn't tell me a whole lot about what's going on, but hey, we'll see how that ends up fitting in with everything else. All right, next up, starting with another heavy hitter, we have A Brightness Long Ago by Guy Gavriel Kay. Let's see how Guy Gavriel Kay starts out this one. So this one starts, a man no longer young in a large room at night. So we're starting with some sort of like poetic thing, but so a man no longer young in a large room at night, which is it's such an interesting way to phrase that. So that doesn't really give me a ton here about what's going on, but I like the phrasing of it. I guess the it's not an old man, it's a man no longer young. And in the room. I don't know where that fits. I always waffle on trying to actually rank these. So I'm going to leave those for now, and then I'm going to try and start moving around them, but I'll keep those together. Neither one is standing out more than the other particularly. So we'll explore and we'll see what we got. Next up, we have The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan. This is book one in The Last Legacy. I got this kind of recently. I know this has been quite popular, and I'm usually mixed on the popular books. But we start with, the tavern was called the Pathfinder's Gambit, though its patrons referred to it as the Armpit, or simply just the Pit, on account of its stale odor and the fact that its interior rarely saw sunlight. Okay, that's pretty fun. Very different feel from the other ones, but that's I like that. I'm gonna put that on top for now. So there you go. I thought Guy Gavriel Kay or Janie would probably stay up further. Both authors that I love, but for first lines, I don't know. That was kind of fun. So that one's speaking to me at the moment, and we're gonna pop that up and start. Next up, we have Aching God by Mike Shell. This is book one of the Iconoclasts. This I have meant to read for so incredibly long and have just never actually gotten to. And more recently, I got a physical copy. I had this on my Kindle for one of the first things that ever got put on my Kindle. So we'll see what the first line is. All right, first line is, he stumbled down the humid corridor, heart pounding like rapid claps of thunder. Ooh, see, I like this. This is fun. Chapter one is called Nightmare, so I don't know if this is really happening or not, but he stumbled down the human corridor, heart pounding like rapid claps of thunder. That's that already. So there's a lot of detail in this first sentence. It's a human corridor. The rapid claps of thunder for the heart, so like something is being chased. Is just some sort of nightmare. I like that. We're gonna move that one to the top now. So we're getting some good competition here, because that is a fun one. So it's also, this is a good reminder for me to try to read all of these books as well if I really like the first lines. But I like that. That is the Silver Blood Promise was a kind of a fun one, but this is more like it's setting like a really serious tone. I like it. All right. Next up, we have Thief's Magic by Trudy Canavan. This is book one in Millennium's Rule. And I've not read any Trudy Canavan, but I've heard very good things. This one, I randomly found this, and it's the first book in a series, so I figured it was perfect to get out. Let's try the first line here. The corpse shriveled, unbending fingers surrendered the bundle reluctantly. Ooh, I like that too. That is a fun one. I swear that I'm not going to keep just ranking these immediately like above, but this is like, I want to know what's happening and what this is about now. So, the corpse shriveled, unbending fingers surrendered the bundle reluctantly. So, like, something, it's obviously somebody's like, they're grave robbing or something, I imagine here, which is kind of an interesting start. I'm going to move that one up. Yeah, this is going in a very unexpected direction so far, but I feel like I've picked a lot of, with, you know, sheer luck, a lot of really fun ones. So I'm curious. So so far, I think the order that I'm going in is here, which is basically the order that we've read them in. I'm just kind of leaving them in, and we've got to change at some point, I feel like, but so far they keep getting better and more interesting. So, we'll see where it goes. Next up, we have Tanith Lee, The Secret Books of Paradise. This was a very recent purchase, and I don't know anything about this other than it's by Tanith Lee, and it was an omnibus, and I'm like, I'm going to grab that because I really liked Electric Forest, the only book that I've read by Tanith Lee. So this starts with... There is an epigraph. I'm not going to count that. So I'm going to do the first line otherwise, which is, how fast does a man run when the devil is after him? That's pretty good too. So I am going to put that. So this is a similar, somebody's running, the devil after him. I'm going to put that because I'm going to compare that directly to Aching God. And I think I'm going to put that just below Aching God, though. I like that. It's interesting, but Aching God had a little bit more detail that kind of pulled me in. So there we go. We're finally not just putting something right on top. But, oh, gosh, the one we have next, though, might be really interesting, though, because this author likes some weird stuff. But we have Asunder by Kirsten Hall. And I've read 2 of her novellas, but I've not read any of her actual full-length novels. I have 2 of them, I think, now, though. But let's see what the first line of Asunder is. And this starts with the shore. That's it. The first line is the shore. The second line, which I can't count, but I'm going to read, is black sand as fine as powder, the slick gleam of washed up kelp. The whole first stanza here is the shore. Black sand as fine as powder, the slick gleam of washed-up kelp. Over the restless gray waters, rain clouds loomed, low and heavy. So very good, very descriptive. However, I have to count the shore, which is going to put this very much on the bottom because the shore, as a sentence on its own, does not really do a whole lot for me. All right, next up we have An Alchemy of Masks and Mirrors by Curtis Craddock. This is the first book in Risen Kingdoms. Now, I did years ago sample the audiobook for this one and didn't care for the narrator, but I have no memory of what the first line is. It is possible that I've read or heard, I suppose, the first line before, but I don't recall whatsoever. So we're still counting this as something I've not read because I have not. The first line of this one is... Jean-Claude clung to the St. Marie's guardrail with one hand and to his tether with the other. So, okay. So, I know this one is about like flying airships, I think. It's that type of thing, Risen Kingdoms. I'm like, I can gather what's happening here, that he's on a ship and he potentially falling. Where does that go? What am I feeling here? So, I liked the chase ones. I feel like that's at least, you know, there's some action, there's something inciting happening. So I think I'm going to put that just below the Books of Paradise, but above Silverblood. Silverblood was fun, but I'm going to put this on because still I like the inciting incident. Something's happening. Like immediate world building or a really cool description definitely worked for me. Like setting up a premise, humor is also fun. But I think that's where we're going to go. I'm pretty happy so far with where everything is, I think. I think it makes sense. All right, next up we have The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And I have no idea if I'm going to like this or not. So the only other thing I tried from this author I was not a fan of. I think this is supposed to be quite different, and I found this for a really good deal, so I figured it would be worth a shot to try. So this is book 1 of Shadow of the Leviathan. That sounds interesting. I know literally nothing about this. I remember hearing it existed, but that's pretty much it. So the first line here is, "The walls of the estate emerged from the morning fog before me, long and dark and rounded like the skin of some beached sea creature." Ooh, that's a fun bit of description. So one more time. "The walls of the estate emerged from the morning fog before me, long and dark and rounded like the skin of some beached sea creature." I do like that. So I was just saying, either some sort of like inciting incident or some description of world building. That's a fun bit of description. I like that. So where is that going to go? Ooh, that's honestly, I really like that opening. I'm going to put that below Aching God. So that's actually pretty high up. I'm going to put that there, I think. Could be recency bias, but I'm liking that one. I like that bit of description, so we're going to put it there. All right, we have one more. See where it goes. This is huge. A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. This has also been one I've meant to read for forever and haven't. And so I recently saw a used copy for a good price, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to grab it. Oh, this still has a Books A Million receipt in it from, what year is this from? 2023. So somebody bought this for, it looks like cheaper than what I paid for it. Rude. By like 2 cents, though. Okay. All right. So first line here. "It was all going so nicely, right up." Okay, I was not expecting this. Hold on. Sorry. "It was all going so nicely, right up until the massacre." Okay. What a first line. That was not, I was expecting it to be, something like right up until like something exploded or something, but right up until the massacre. That's quite the first line. I'm very curious about this book now. I don't really know a ton about this. It's just been one I've been meaning to get to forever. Oh, where am I going to put that? That is, so I like, as far as humor goes, because that is a fun line. That definitely is going to be above Silverblood Promise for me. But then, is it above these other ones? I'm going to put that, I think. I'm gonna let me deliberate and we'll circle back. Okay, so here's where we've landed in order. So we have Thief's Magic, Aching God, The Tainted Cup, A Crown for Cold Silver, The Books of Paradise, An Alchemy of Masks and Mirrors, Silverblood Promise, A Brightness Long Ago, Daughter of the Empire, and Asunder. So this is a fun order because I am pretty certain that I'm going to absolutely love A Brightness Long Ago and Daughter of the Empire, based on my taste. So having those ones be books, like me not being super engaged by the first lines for those ones, doesn't matter whatsoever. Still absolutely going to read them. However, I'm quite curious on several of these now, including the Tainted Cup, which I didn't have a ton of active interest in getting to anytime soon. So that's really interesting. But Aching God, I don't know. I really like that one. I really like Thief's Magic and A Crown for Cold Silver as well. I really need to know what's going to happen next. So I'm very curious on some of these. Definitely ones I think I might have to sample a little sooner rather than later. Which I don't know when, but yeah, I feel like this was a fun list. So there you have it. There's my ranking. And I know usually there is a wide variety of opinions on this. So let me know yours in the comments. I'd love to see how you would rank them, if you would do some of them very differently, or if there were some lines that really stood out to you that maybe didn't to me, or vice versa, lines that I liked that you didn't. I'm always curious, and it's just really fun. I remember when I did ages ago a video like this, there was so much like disagreement and discussion on which lines people actually liked more. And so I think it's useful to see like what kind of line pulls you in. There was a wide variety here, but also it's just kind of fun to see, so definitely let me know in the comments. That's it for this one, though. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the links in the description, as always, for the Patreon if you want to support what I do, as well as the Wizardly Enclave Discord if you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, really anything at all. It's a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you. And, of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.